Hi everyone, this is Worldwidehomechef. I'm Richard, welcome back. Today we've got one of my all-time favourite dishes, Thai green curry. So this dish has a wonderful array of flavours. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's salty, it's sour. So I'm going to teach you how to cook it completely from scratch. If you're going to try one of my recipes, then try this one. I absolutely love it. It's a personal favourite, so let's go. I'm going to take you through the ingredients as slowly as possible, just so you get exactly what's needed. So for the curry itself, we've got one chopped onion, one lemongrass, just sliced lengthways, about a thumb-sized piece of ginger chopped, and 2 crushed garlic cloves, about 700 grams of chicken, and this serves 4. We have lime leaves. Now, lime leaves you can get from most Asian grocery stores. Certainly in my local Waitrose they've started stocking them as well. So they look like this, and I've used 4 lime leaves. And the way I've chopped them is I've just cut the stem off, so cut down the middle to remove the stem. And then sliced them horizontally. Now you may have to look a little bit harder for these ingredients than you would your average ingredients, but it's really worth doing it because things like the lime leaves, they add an awful lot of flavour to the curry, and it's just not the same without them. Also I've got 1 red pepper, 1 aubergine with the sticker on, we have some sweet basil. This is just for garnish at the end, just to sprinkle on top. Again, it's this isn't absolutely essential, but it does add something to the dish. We've got some fish sauce. As a general rule of thumb, the lighter the better, the lighter the colour. Have some shrimp paste, some coconut milk, 1 can, and for the paste, which we're going to make in the blender in a second, we have 1 chopped lemongrass. I've put in here half a teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin, half a teaspoon of ground coriander, and about a teaspoon of white pepper, which again from most Asian supermarkets you can get relatively easy nowadays. Also a few of the big supermarkets. Half a lime, about 25 grams of coriander which I've just chopped. I've got about 8 little tiny shallots here. If you can't get shallots, half a red onion is absolutely fine. I've got 4 cloves of garlic over here, which are chopped ready to go in the blender. I've put in about 10 chillis. Now, ideally they should be green chillis, but the shop didn't have them. And it's going to be pretty spicy with 10, so you might want to reduce that to a more normal amount, like 4, according to your taste. Here I've got again about a thumb size amount of chopped ginger, and something called galangal, which is part of the ginger family. It looks like this, and I've chopped a similar amount. Again, try and get this. It's a lot harder than ginger, so make sure you chop it before you put it into the blender, and it really adds something unique to the dish. Also, this is something you can substitute for. You can substitute brown sugar for. I've put about 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of palm sugar. And that looks like this. Get it from most Asian supermarkets, but it's not the end of the world if you can't get the palm sugar. So I'm going to put the pan on a medium heat. And we're going to put all these ingredients in the blender. Squeeze that half a lime in, try and get all the juice out that you can. Try not to get it all over you. So make sure you get everything in. Palm sugar as well. That's everything. So with regards to the shrimp sauce and the shrimp paste, you want 1 tablespoon. Shrimp sauce is something that's used a lot in a lot of Thai dishes. So if you are going to cook Thai food on a regular basis, get some shrimp sauce. It really adds something to the dishes. And you want about 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. One. 2. 3. Now this isn't Celebrity Chef, this is real, so our blender's pretty rubbish. Sometimes we have to shake it around. There we go, and we've got this wonderful green paste. Normally it's a little bit greener. It's you see a little tint of orange because I've put red chilli in there. So normally it's a little bit greener, but it shouldn't make any difference to the taste. So I'm just going to scrape this all out of the blender, and then we pretty much got everything we need to make our curry. So we've got pretty much everything we need. Basically we're going to make a base. We're going to add the paste, about half the coconut milk, and then we're going to have the chicken and simmer it for about 15 minutes after the chicken's cooked. So pan should have heated up by now. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So I'm just going to put in the garlic, the chilli, the ginger, the lemongrass. Just let that sizzle for 30 seconds or so. Also these lime leaves, just so their flavours can soak in. Then we're going to add the onions. Going to reduce the heat a bit. You don't want to brown these onions, you just want to just saute them until they're soft for about 10 minutes. Now, if you look at a lot of recipes on the internet or in recipe books for Thai curry, they will tell you to make paste, chuck in the paste, chuck in the chicken, chuck in the coconut, simmer for 10 minutes, done. The reason we're making a base is because when these onions go soft and you've got that background flavour of the lemongrass, the lime leaves, it really soaks up and accentuates the flavour of the paste. So when I talk about foods which accentuate flavour, probably the widest known one is salt. You put salt on pretty much anything and it will take what's already there and accentuate the flavour. So the difference between people who cook at home and professional chefs is you'll find professional chefs, or if you go to restaurants a lot, you'll be consuming a lot more salt. So with curry, just by doing this base, essentially you're doing the same thing. Those onions and all these things in about probably 5 or 6 minutes now, they'll be nice and soft, and it will take this wonderful flavours in this paste and it will absorb them and accentuate the flavours. So what you end up with is a really fragrant, beautiful curry. It's fine if you don't want to make a base, but you might find it's a bit more sanitised, a bit more clinical in its flavour. So if those onions are softening, you can see that. Just going to keep stirring those for 2 or 3 minutes now. And with those lime leaves, with the lemongrass, the ginger, the garlic, the onions, there's a beautiful flavour now. Obviously you can't smell it, but there's a beautiful smell. And you want to stir it constantly because you don't want the onions to brown. You just want them to soften. You want them to be sautéed. In goes all of this nice green paste. Oh, and wow, if only you could smell the flavour coming off of that. So I'm just going to stir that in for 30 seconds just to release the flavours before I put the chicken in. Put it on a medium to high heat for the next 5 minutes because you want to brown the chicken. And I'm also going to put in half of a can of coconut milk. And there, I don't know if you can see that, but you've got a beautiful green flavour there. Green colour there even. So we're going to cook the chicken through, just make sure the chicken's sealed for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to put the rest of the coconut milk in and simmer it for about 15 minutes. Okay, chicken's done. That was in for about 5 or 6 minutes. So now we're going to add the rest of the coconut milk. I've just put some rice on to boil. Mix our coconut milk in, and we're just going to return that to the boil and then cover it and simmer it for about 15 minutes. So look at that beautiful creamy green consistency that we've got there. And it's chicken breast, so you don't want it to dry out, you don't want to cook it for too long. Once you return it to the boil, if you simmer it for 15 minutes, that'll be absolutely fine. We've chopped the courgettes, we've chopped the red pepper. We're going to put that in about 3 minutes from the end. So we'll see you in a second. Okay, so chicken's been simmering away. We've chopped the red pepper and courgette. In it goes. Well, most of it anyway. Like I said, about 4 minutes to go, so just stir that in. They don't take long to cook. Going to return it to a slightly higher heat for the last 3 or 4 minutes, and rice is boiling away. We're nearly done. We're all done. I really wish you could smell this. So I've just served it in a bowl with some white rice. We've chopped our sweet basil. On camera it doesn't look so great, this sweet basil, but really try and get hold of something because it smells so good and it adds another flavour to it. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's sour, it's salty already. This adds just a slight tinge of bitterness and it's delicious. Just do a taste test before you put it in the bowl. If it's too salty, add a little bit more lime. If it's too sour, or if it's not salty enough, add a little bit more fish sauce. If it's too hot, add a little bit more coconut milk. Other than that, enjoy. I hope you like my favourite ever dish, and I'll see you next time.